Hello class, I'm Samantha Garlick. Today is September the 9th, 2016. It's about 8 o'clock at night. Today's video entry we will focus on how and why media violence has an impact on juvenile delinquency. Children act upon what they notice and what they hear, meaning they may do actions that are negative that they observe their parents or friends do, which possibly makes them susceptible to being arrested and prosecuted for criminal acts as an adult. They're exposed to social learning, which consists of things they see on the internet or on television. A theory that applies to everyday living experiences that was developed by Lawrence Cohen and Marcus Felsen was the routine activities theory. The function of this theory is described as modern living. Parents assume that allowing their children to watch TV will keep them occupied and out of trouble, which in reality, children who watch violent shows or even so-called funny cartoons are more likely to behave differently after they watch these types of programs. Children who watch violent television are more than likely to strike a classmate or friends, debate and argue frequently, and disobey teachers and parents. I think that one way that would prevent violence in this manner is to have parents watch 1 or 2 episodes of the television shows that these children are watching. That way, the parents know exactly what their children are being exposed to, so they can explain to them that things they see or hear on television shouldn't be repeated or acted back out because it is script and it isn't true. In my opinion, parents should put a time restriction on the amount of television their children watches daily and actually spend time with them instead of sitting in front of a TV on the couch. It would give them a positive aspect and convince them to want to do more activities than watch TV or movies. Encouraging children to watch programs that demonstrate helping, caring, and cooperation can also change a child's behavior for the better. Video games that are violent are also an example that can relate media violence to juvenile delinquency. Many of today's popular games, such as Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto, elaborates on violence and exposes underage children to risk factors that can lead to an increase in aggressive behavior, aggressive attitudes, and other abnormal actions. A theory that is subjected from the violence brought upon video games is the choice theory. This theory bursts children to weigh their choices and the benefits of their choices and actions. This relates to video game violence because in such games as Grand Theft Auto, adolescents are motivated by fantasies and virtual stories of riches and delinquent acts, such as beating up an opponent or stealing a car. Some imbalanced games such as these can be an effect on a child's intellectual response or the child's daily behavior, such as eating or being socially active. Another effective theory that elaborates on this particular subject is the trait theory. The trait theory is defined as the youth participating in criminal behavior and or actions because of physical and mental damage. Not them being physically damaged, but damage meaning living in an abusive household or even being abused or being around violent things they see in video games or on television. Parents shouldn't let their children play mind-boggling games to where these games cause them not to be their children anymore. I feel parents should put their foot down and set a boundary for the games their children play or is exposed to. Another compulsive example that leads us to believe that media violence is connected to juvenile delinquency is the lyrics and rhythms we hear in music we listen to every day. Aggressive words and hardcore vocals that are projectiled from the heavy metal or rock genres adolescents tend to remember and fixate with, and these bands such as Black Veil Brides or Five Finger Death Punch, they distribute low and aggressive and unwanting lyrics. But these bands, they're just a couple that middle schoolers and even teenagers listen to. There's so many more out there than just those two. Kids listen to these kinds of bands because they have a story and they have battles inside that they don't want to talk to anyone about. So they listen to music. Not only does rock and heavy metal bands have influence on children's intellectual process, but so does rap and some pop music as well. These genre lyrics intensify with violence, sex, suicide, and even sadism. Here's an idea. When you and your children are in the vehicle, flip the radio to whatever station you or your child would like to listen to. You hear a song come on the radio. Listen to the lyrics in the song. Listen to the rhythm of the song and to the instruments they are playing. You can't actually see the band performing, but you can imagine the scenery and picture how they're dressed. I want you to think to yourself, would I want my child to listen to this kind of music? Most parents don't think that. They just let their easy, manipulative child indulge their minds with this kind of music. Parents should submit themselves in the music their children listen to and consider if it's appropriate for them or not. Violence is in everybody's life, whether it's physical, mental, or verbal. We all experience it. We see others experience it. And we even see other people witness it, or we witness it ourselves. All children are very vulnerable and believe that violence they see on TV, shows, or even in video games are cool. That ends up leading children to become juveniles and participate in activities you wouldn't imagine them doing. So next time when you're in the car with your child and you're listening to music, or you're watching TV, or you see your child watching a video on his or her computer or their phone, stop and think to yourself, is this appropriate for my child? Juvenile delinquency is a real thing, and even the best star students or the best sports team captain can be manipulative to act in such a way or think in such a way. Bye guys, make sure you leave a comment.